Tyra. It is amazing to be here at the end of our 12-week journey together, although ours was a little bit longer because of COVID. But it is just amazing to be here. Can you just tell everyone a little bit about you?
Okay, well, I'm soon to be 44. I was married for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I married my high school sweetheart, met him at 14, got married at 22. I know. Got married at 22, divorced at 38, which means I had to learn to date at 39. That is one heck of an adventure. From there, I met someone very early on. We got engaged after 2.5 years. I now understand it. He was very, very avoidant, and it didn't end well. Mm-hmm. That relationship shattered me. So I went to my first coach, but she didn't really focus on dating per se. It was more just kind of like doing inner work on myself, which I desperately needed at that time. But I always knew about you. So I found you 2 weeks after I found my first coach. So I found you online and participated in your Facebook Live event. And then started dating again, but just kept finding all these avoidant guys. So finally, one day, I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I started my adventure with you. I actually found it at 1:32 p.m. on March 7th.
That's amazing.
So, and it's, oh my gosh, it's been such a life changer, honestly. And I'm not just saying that. It has been an absolute life changer. I feel like I found myself again. And it's so wonderful. I can never, ever thank you enough for that.
Oh, Tyra. You have been, people, I love every single client that comes through. And then there are clients that just are just extraordinary. And, you wrote that beautiful definition of emotional nakedness in the Facebook group. And there were just things about you and your journey and your wisdom and the way you talk and the way you put yourself out there. I couldn't even begin to tell you how much I've loved having you in this course, and what an absolute joy and honor it has been for me to have you pick me to be your coach. I just feel so lucky that I got to do this with you. I really do, honey. I have to tell you that it's just been remarkable to watch you. So let's talk about some of that growth, and let's talk about where you were on our very first call.
Oh gosh. Anxious. I was anxious. I now realize I was going in and out of feeling pretty secure with myself to anxious. Then I'd creep back over to secure, then back to anxious. So I called it my fledgling secure attachment. So it's still, a work in progress, but definitely shoring up. And I'm definitely growing into being more comfortable with it. So there might be someone involved in that that's helping.
We'll get to that. We're going to get to that, because I know you've had some wonderful, and your encounters have just gotten better and better and better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So what made you say, I'm doing this? On that first call?
Honestly, it was simply, I deserve this. I absolutely deserve this. And I have almost everything I'd ever want in life. I've got a great career. I've got great kids. I've got my health. I've got my own house. I mean, life's good. But the one thing I was still longing for is a true partner, which I now learned, guardian of my soul. So with that, it's like, okay, well, I think I'm pretty intelligent, but what I'm doing is not working. So like I do with anything else in my life, if I don't understand something, or I think I can benefit from help, I go seek help. I go seek a coach. I go seek a teacher. So yeah, it's like, let's just do this. So,
and Tyra, what drew you? Because I know you were coming on those Facebook Lives, so you knew me before we got on the call, right? And you said you found me just shortly after your other coach. And I know there are so many coaches out there, There weren't when I started 18 years ago. I was in a field of my own, but I'm curious what made you say, I want to work with you, Lisa? Like, what was it that made you?
Fabulous question. I had watched some of the coaches online just throughout the last 2 years. Some of them are really good, and I like listening to them. But a lot of them I found to be frustrating because I always picked up like they were playing games. And maybe it was just where I was at that time. So I'll give them that much. But it's like, oh, well, maybe in your feminine energy. Okay, well, one, what is that? So let's check. I'm a woman, so I think I kind of have that, but okay. But then they're like, well, don't ask too many questions. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's like, wait, are you telling me not to be myself? I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want someone who would want that fake version of myself. So I would listen to you. It's like, oh my gosh, she gets it. She gets it. It's okay to be who I am. Maybe I could work on my delivery, which I did, but I'm still me. So that was probably the biggest point right there. You weren't playing games. You were to the point. You were caring. You were guiding. And it just fit. So it's a personality fit.
The other thing too, that I notice, and Benjamin and I, because we're looking at creating a new course. So we're looking at the next thing.
Oh.
And we were looking, we went and we were looking at some of my people who do what I do in my field and stuff. And we were looking at what their courses are and watching their Facebook Lives and looking at some of that. And almost all of those women, at least the ones that we looked at, all of the women that we looked at yesterday, and there must have been 6 or 8 of them, all are teaching about how to be the feminine energy in your relationship. And they're not the feminine energy in their relationship. Their husbands are working for them. They're running the business. They're leading the show, but they're not the feminine energy in their own business, in their own lives, and in their own relationships. And yet they're trying to teach other women how to do that. So I just find that just incongruent.
Yeah, so I was thinking exactly.
Incongruent, is that the word?
Yep.
Because you can get, I think you got from our interviews, and maybe Benjamin, I hope you were you on one of the calls where Benjamin came on?
Oh, 2 or 3.
Oh, good. Because, so you got to see us together, to really see us together, right? And to see how we are with each other. Mm-hmm. But, I hope that it's, really comes across to everybody that Benjamin's the man in this relationship. He's my guy. He may be soft-spoken, he may be gentle, and there may be, warmth and kindness there, but that guy's a man.
Yeah.
And he exudes masculine. He's a very sweet man, but I think he also exudes masculine energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
He exudes a certain authority without being dominating. That's kind of how I felt.
Exactly. I mean, I love you're so perceptive. It's one of the things I love about you. But yeah, he is really, he's the guy that can sit there and not say a word. And then when he opens his mouth, everybody listens. They want to hear what's going to come out of it. Yeah. So let's talk about what you wanted to get out of the course, and and what that journey was like, and what you feel, how you're different now. Like, talk about your transformation.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the easiest way to sum it up is I'm just more comfortable with who I am. There's nothing wrong with me. There's just, I don't worry about that anymore. I know no matter what I say, unless I'm just being me, but no matter what I say, if it was taken the wrong way, I can apologize. I can clarify. I can discuss it further. It's okay. So, I mean, that's a huge part right there. Another part of it is simply finally being able to comfort myself in terms of, why is it I'm so smart and I can learn almost anything I try to learn, but I keep picking these guys. They keep fooling me. Now I know, after reading Attached, the best book on the face of this planet, by the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. I kept running into the classic avoidance. They were wonderful in the beginning. They would have fooled anybody if you don't know the signs. So it's like, wait, no, this isn't on me. I didn't do anything wrong. If anything, whether they knew it or not, they were in the wrong. I don't know. We know it's a little more complicated than this, but they may have known that they weren't really interested in a relationship, but they lead you to believe they want one. Some guys, they're not that self-aware and they don't realize what they're doing. I understand that too. But it's okay. I got fooled. But now I've got the tools. It doesn't mean I'll never get fooled again, but the likelihood is far, far less. Right. I'm wise enough to question it now. So that's a lot where the patience comes in. I'm okay. I'm more present. I'm definitely more present in the moment now. I don't project, which is shocking, by the way.
Right?
I'm not doing it.
Isn't that freeing?
Oh my God, it is. Just sitting there, just like, oh, do you hear that music? Or, oh my gosh, this drink is so amazing. Or just looking at the guy across the way from me and just looking at him. Just not thinking about tomorrow, not thinking a year from now, just this moment right here, right now is wonderful. And I am fortunate to be here.
And tell me about the guys, like in the dating, because I know you had your terrible texter.
Yes. At the most, I had 5 at one time, which, like every single person in this course, I struggled with initially. Like,
dating multiple people. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I found this great guy. Well, I just want to get to know him. Well, I know exactly why that's important now. And,
why is it important? Why?
Theory of abundance. Oh, I still know that page number. Attached, page 104, chapter 5. That is like the one defining moment of this entire course. It's like everything just clicked. So to be able to have, kind of a smorgasbord of guys, and they were all, from what I know, all great guys. But I started realizing they're all very different. How is it I can be attracted to 5 different guys who are so significantly different? So then I would just kind of sit with it. It's like, okay, well, what do I like about this guy? He's nice. Maybe, I don't know, very family oriented. Next guy, what do I like about him? Very intelligent, very calm. Next guy, he's a lot of fun. We have a lot in common. Just going through them. And I realized no one guy is likely to have everything I would ever want. But at that point in time, I realized what's really important versus you've got your wants and then you've got your needs. Your wants are great. Focus on those needs. Look for those needs. So I never in a million years would have thought I would have learned that. Just another light bulb moment. So it worked out well for me so far.
Let me ask you, talk about some of the work that you did in the course, like the assignments and the things that I had you do.
Oh my goodness. Weeks 3 and 4. Woo! This is tough weeks. I spent 2 weeks on week 4, I believe. So, gosh, I'm trying to, I don't have my notes in front of me. So I remember which week was what. So I know week 4, I believe, was the list. So I'm guessing.
No, that's the profile. That's your profile and your pictures and all. Week 3 is your final 5 and your inventory.
Okay, week 3. That's the killer.
Yeah.
But it is the core of this whole course. And I know I'm speaking to the choir here. I spent 2 weeks on that one because I wanted to do it right. But it was very uncomfortable at times. But I realized I had to do that. I had to be honest with myself. And I did. I wasn't necessarily proud of some of the things I admitted. But by admitting it, I was able to let go of it. I now realize that. It's like, oh, wow, I shouldn't have done that. But it's like, but it's okay. That's what I was capable of at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that week 3 and those exercises are so powerful. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. so, so when I started hearing the newer ladies talk about it, I was like, yep, but you will appreciate it when you're through it. You
Yeah.
will.
It's liberating, right? Just
Oh
to
my
go
God.
through all of that and then get your final 5 and your
Yes.
wish list,
Yes.
right? And then go write your profile and think about now doing it differently.
Yes. And that profile worked out quite well. It weeded out a lot of guys that probably would have wasted my time, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones who actually read it, it was very obvious who they were when they would contact me. It's like, okay, oh my goodness, you read it. I'll talk to you some more. So it was a long profile.
Mm-hmm.
So
Long, but you
really,
put it up there and guys read it.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what about the group calls? Group
About,
calls. Our group calls. How were those for you?
oh, they were great. As you know, I was very, 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 very honest, especially on one. Again, it was something I was kind of reluctant to do, and I was scared out of my wits to do, but I knew I had to.
What was scary about doing it, Tyra?
Being honest with myself. That's the scariest thing in the world. I've got this ability to talk to other people, and I might be nervous to do it, but I can do it because I can share it with you, and then I can leave. But when I'm honest with myself, I'm stuck with that. So just simply admitting, what did I do? And, just kind of talking it out. It's like, oh, yeah, I might start off, and it can go either way. I can either start at a high point and realize, oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea, and kind of goes down, or vice versa. I start in a low point, talk it through. It's like, okay, it wasn't the best, but it's not horrible either.
Was it hard being on the calls with all those other women and and being coached in front of them? No, you liked the calls and the support.
Those women are the absolute best. There is no judgment in that group whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds like cliche, but it's like a true sisterhood. I realize the more we're together, the more we actually have in common.
Right.
Like, oh yeah.
It didn't matter their ages or where they were, or if they were in Japan or Tokyo or whatever, or Tokyo is in Japan, by the way, but, or Singapore or Australia.
Didn't matter. I mean, it was almost kind of comical. It kind of took away any stigma any of us may have been carrying, because I realized, and I actually started seeing it with the newer ladies too. You start off one way, kind of guarded, kind of maybe a little reluctant, embarrassed. But as you kind of get towards the end, you're like, oh, you made that mistake? Hey, so did I. You just own it, because you realize there's no stigma to it. It's just, we all know we made mistakes, otherwise we wouldn't be in the course. So, I mean, that too is very freeing, actually. I mean, now I've warned people. It's like, hey, don't do what I did. Let me tell you my story. It's not the worst in the world, but this is what I learned.
And what about Victoria? How was that?
Oh my, where did you find her? Oh my goodness. I mean, within 3 minutes, it's like, oh, she got you. And then she just hits it. It's like, oh, that's a great question. I kept finding myself going, great question. Oh, great question. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So what's happening now?
Okay. Well, I got some great news. So about 5 weeks ago, I was talking to 5 different guys, including my terrible texter was still in there. Talking to some really great guys too. But it's still very COVID, so I only met the one. Did lots of Zoom calls, things like that. But one guy stood out from day one. Just stood out. And then he and I kept talking, and I started posting online going, he said this really, really, really nice thing. Is that weird? And then I had the other ladies respond, because he would ask me things like, it sounds like you're having a really hard day. Is there anything a friend could do to maybe help you on those tough days? And now I look back going, why did I think that was weird? And I realize now it was because I'd never been asked that before.
Oh.
So, and And he would ask things like that. And we would talk, and we met at a very unusual time. There was a lot of changes happening at work, and just kind of met me actually at a frantic time. But he didn't run away from that. He actually ran to it. I mean, it was nothing horrible. It was just simply like my boss had gotten fired unexpectedly. And he called me right after I found out. And he's like, well, and he's very calm. He's like, so what happened? Tell me about it.
Wow.
Oh, and I'm just, you know how I get when I get excited. I talk now.
Which is part of your charm.
Well, he thinks so too.
See? There you go.
So we just kept talking. And as of a few days ago, we decided to become exclusive.
No way!
He is beyond amazing. Oh my God.
Tyra! No, are you serious?
I'm very serious. He is an absolute sweetheart. Oh my goodness. He says things that, this is funny. He says things that you taught us.
What would you say to a friend of yours or a woman who really wants to do this course, but she's got sticker shock and she's just like, oh my God, like, I don't know. That's a lot of money. I can't, I don't know. I don't think I can do that. Mm-hmm. What would you say, to that woman who would have the chance to do this course, to work with me and Victoria and Marcy and all these amazing women and go through this journey and be able to have the, I really do think like knowing what's out there, knowing what's available and all, and what I can offer, a woman who really is ready to do this. Like I show women how to find not just a guy, but the guardian of their soul.
Absolutely.
What would you say to that woman?
How badly do you want to find true love? And what price tag are you willing to put on that? I have pretty much everything I need. I mean, everything. I have the career. I have the pension. I have the medical. I mean, I have all of that. But the one missing point, the one missing piece is that partner, that lifelong partner. What are you willing to do to get that? Oh my gosh. Yes, there's a cost. There's a cost to everything that's worth having in life, whether it be money, time, hard work, whatever it is. But how much is it worth to you? And it goes beyond just finding a partner. How important are you to you? Are you willing to invest in yourself? I mean, it's like, investing in your health. Yeah, it costs money to go to a gym. It costs money to eat well. It costs money to have health insurance. But if you don't have your health, what do you have? So, looking for a partner, same thing. Is worth having. There's going to be a cost. How much are you willing to pay? Oh, I think I told you second week. It's like, oh my gosh, it's already paid for itself. You don't. Your course does not waste time. You get right to it. And it makes such sense. I mean, like I said, I looked at tons of other coaches, and some of them are really good, some of them not. But there's just so much information out there. It's very overwhelming. You focus in like a laser beam. and it wasn't a bunch of malarkey. I mean, it was real.
Yes.
So that alone, the fact that you did all that work to put in, set up your course the way you did, it is so effective. So you're not only paying for the course, but you're also paying for the effectiveness of the course in terms of getting right to it and doing it in such it is relatively speaking, a very concise course. It's only 12 weeks, which goes like that. But so you're not wasting another year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it may be. 12 weeks, that's it. That's it. So,
and look at the result you can literally get in 12 weeks. Like, this is freaking mind-blowing. Could you have done that on your own? Yes. How many years of your life would it, how many, if you had, Tyra, how many years of your life would it have taken you to figure this out on your own if you could have done it?
Many.
Right? And you would be 50, right? Before you meet your guy. You are 44. You've got some of the best freaking years of your life. And I don't know how old your kids are, but they're going to be gone and out of the house, and you're going to have your lover, your playmate, your best friend to go have a ball with.
Yep.
How fun is that?
Oh gosh, yes. And of course it's early, so the kids haven't met him, but I can already tell they're gonna love him. There's no doubt. My kids are a little older, 13 and almost 19, so.
Yeah. And they're
gonna
be thrilled for you and proud of you.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It was definitely